This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana makes car selling fast and easy from start to finish. Enter your license plate or VIN and get a real offer in seconds, down to the penny. If you accept, Carvana will come pick up your car from your driveway. Or you can drop it off at one of our car vending machines. Either way, you get paid instantly. It's fast, transparent, and 100% online. Car selling that saves your time. That's Carvana.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
Well, what's going on in our country? With us today is Tricia McLaughlin, and she's the Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs with Homeland Security. Well, Madam Secretary, what the heck is going on? I mean, our ICE agents are having problems all over the place. Our cities are having problems. Are we winning the war, or what's happening?
I think we're losing some battles, but we're going to win the war, John. We just found out this week that our ICE law enforcement agents, we've, of course, seen a lot of assaults, doxing of them, but we saw the data, 8,000% increase in death threats against them. That's 8,000. It's absurd, but you're seeing, I mean, the villainization by the likes of Mamdani, by J.B. Pritzker out of Chicago, by Gavin Newsom out of California. When you call these guys Nazis, when you call law enforcement who are simply enforcing the rule of law, likening them to slave patrols in the Gestapo, this is what you get. Lunatics take matters into their own hands.
Now, some of these people making these threats have to be paid organizers. I mean, it isn't as if they woke up this morning and saying that I'm going to go threaten an ICE agent.
No, it's not. And what we are seeing is some of this is foreign terrorists like Latin Kings gang. Some of your listeners will probably remember that Chief Bavino, who's the commander at large in Chicago. He had a $50,000 bounty on his head, similarly with Todd Lyons. But there's also domestic extremists, members of Antifa, but also President Trump has directed a whole-of-government approach, including the IRS, the Treasury. Secretary Besson has been a phenomenal partner on this, to track down the money. Who is funding this chaos and violence in our country, especially against our law enforcement?
Well, at the end of the day, who got in the 1920s, how did they get Al Capone?
Exactly.
Treasury Department and IRS.
Exactly, and that is a right. Follow the money is a lot of times how you find out who's behind this, who's behind these threats, and how we eradicate them. But I do think it's incumbent upon politicians on the left. They need to recognize that their rhetoric and their conduct has real life consequences for these men and women of law enforcement. They're getting stalked. Where their children go to school is being posted on the dark web. Where their spouses work. These are real human beings who just want to go home at night safely and tuck their kids back into bed. And that's, right now, there's real danger for them.
Now, some of our elite secretaries, I understand, are moving in onto military bases. Is that to allow their families to feel safer?
Yeah, we actually saw that with Secretary Noem just a couple of months ago. She moved into some temporary housing because the death threats and the threats against her were so heightened, not just by, the likes of Trendé Ragla and MS-13, but domestic threats as well. And it was even amplified because the Daily Mail, the tabloid, posted her where she lived in the schematic of her apartment online.
That is horrible. I mean, that is so horrible, I can't even describe it. So what are we doing? I mean, it's hard to protect every politician, every congressman, every senator. What do we do?
So that's the thing, is you have to show people that you will prosecute and arrest them if they make these kind of violent threats against law enforcement. We just saw Attorney General Pam Bondi announce dozens and dozens of arrests out of California for assaulting law enforcement. We got to keep on doing that across the country so people realize that there are actually repercussions for what they're doing. But there's also safety in numbers, and that's what we've seen with our law enforcement, John, is that we are increasing our recruitment for Secret Service, for CBP, for ICE, to make sure that these men and women have backup, especially in the face of assault. Yes.
And what are we doing about, I understand there's a lot of states, woke states like Illinois or California or New York State are issuing driver's licenses that they shouldn't be issuing.
They are. And we're talking about 18-wheelers, big rig vehicles, commercial-grade vehicles that these individuals who are in the country illegally are operating. They can't speak our language, read the road signs, follow the commands of law enforcement. And these vehicles, as you know and as listeners know, can be used as a weapon. They can be like a missile when they're rolling down our roads, and that puts Americans in danger, that puts families on the road in danger. So Secretary Noem, she just announced the arrest of 200 illegal aliens out of Indiana who had licenses from New York, from California, from all these different sanctuary jurisdictions. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to use that operation as a blueprint for what we do across the country, going to weigh stations, going to truck stops, really cracking down on this because it's a real danger to Americans.
Well, Tricia McLaughlin, Assistant Secretary of Homeland Security, thank you for the update for all our citizens, and thank you for everything you do, making our country safer.
Thank you for having me, John, and God bless you. Thanks for what you do.
God bless you. God bless America. Thank you.